Hey, how you guys doing today? I appreciate you coming and checking out this video. My name is Brian. I am with Bluefoot Homestead and I just like to talk about stuff. So today, you saw the thumbnail on it, in the description on the video. So a little bit about me is I spent the better part of 10 years basically in the supply chain. Mostly working for a dairy. So I have seen the whole process from growing the hay to feed the cows, to the milk, to the processing plant, to the packaging plant, to the truck, to the store, into the customer's hands. Most things that go into a store go through the same process for the most part. Like in the title of this video, most empty shelves are not exactly what you think. So I know there's a lot of people out there, especially prepper channels. People like to report on empty shelves. This started real big with the C word. I guess we're not allowed to say that. So, just empty shelves. And there's so many times I've just been like, guys. Okay, so there are many scenarios. I'm going to go over a couple scenarios now that are going to give empty shelves in a store that are not food shortages at all. I guess technically you could say it's a food shortage, but it's not that the food isn't available. It's something else happened. So I was a delivery driver. I drove a semi truck. I would take the products to the stores. We had our dairy stuff, of course. We also had contracts with Nestle. We had contracts with Eddie's, Schwann's, a few different large names. So we delivered pretty much all the frozen food in a Dollar General. The whole cooler section of a Dollar General, unless there's beer in there, was us. The main customer that we had were grocery stores, obviously, and the main of the grocery stores were Walmarts. Everybody knows Walmart, so I'll refer to Walmart through this. So I'm just going to throw out some scenarios. The first scenario, you have a driver. He just called in sick, and they might have, say, 40 routes. I think we had 42 routes, and we had about 50 drivers. Not everybody's able to work certain hours, so there was a real good chance if somebody called out sick, that route is not going to be taken care of. So when that route's not taken care of, we ran, for the most part, every other day for deliveries. So it might be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, sometimes Saturday, or that'd be a 2-day-a-week delivery. So if that route doesn't get delivered, that store does not have the product. So they're going to be low on the product that day because of the whole just-in-time delivery system that we're on. So if they don't get that delivery, they're either going to get really low the next day, or they're going to be completely out the next day. So that whole day they're going to be out, plus whatever time the day after that until the delivery comes in and the product gets merchandised, it's going to be out. So yeah, it just takes something as easy as somebody calling in sick. The same thing can go with truck breakdowns, flat tires. There's all kinds of things that happen that affect that one delivery. So another thing with that as well is once all that product gets re-merchandised, 2 days after the main delivery date, probably at least a day of being out of the product, people come back in, realize they have it, do kind of a panic buy. They're like, oh, they didn't have milk for the last couple days. They have it now, so I'm going to grab one, or I'm going to grab an extra one. So then that one disappears real quick. So if you don't get there at the right time, you might not even see the product there. If you go 2 days later, you miss the whole window of everything getting delivered and merchandised onto the shelves. It was already purchased, bought up. Now they're out again, waiting for their next delivery, just playing catch up. So you see how that goes. So you could go a couple days and you're just going to say, hey, they've been out of that product. Okay. So another thing is the whole processing plant or packaging plant. We were out of whole milk 3 weeks, I think, because of a conveyor belt. Yep, no whole milk for 4 states. Every Walmart, every grocery store, we supplied Great Value, which, by the way, is the exact same thing as the name brand, from the same cows, same processing, different sticker. So just a pro note there. Even though people say they can taste the difference, and I just kind of laugh about it. So yeah, we had a conveyor belt go down, and there was just absolutely no product going out. We had 2% one, skim, buttermilk, ice cream, all the other stuff, no whole milk, which in some of our demographics is the top seller. 2% is top. And people kind of flip out. I'd be delivering the 2% and stuff like that, and I'd have people yelling inside the door back to the cooler that, where's the whole milk? And I got to say, oh, well, the conveyor belt broke. And they're, so what? I need my milk. People lose it. So that's another scenario. Here's even another scenario that I came across multiple times on my route that kind of blew my mind, but it's a real thing. So I'm going to tell you about this. So you have store managers, department managers, and employees and stuff like that in the store. So I dealt with the dairy managers and grocery managers. And let's just say the dairy manager wanted to take a vacation. Okay, he's going to take 1 month off. So what they do, it seems like every single time, is they grab somebody that's trying to be an inspiring manager in the store, somebody that shows a little initiative to actually learn something, and they say, okay, you want to get into management, you train with Steve over here because he's going to go on vacation, and you can cover his department while he's gone, and we'll see how you do. And if you do good and you like it and all that kind of stuff, we'll move you into a position, maybe. Okay, so they usually do 1 to 2 days of training for a management position at Walmart. It's not much. I mean, there's not a whole lot to learn if you have the basic concept of what's going on, but here's what happens. I've seen this a few times. The ordering for packaging is different. So, and it's even different from store to store depending on how the company has it set up with the individual customers and grocery stores. So I noticed with Walmart, we would have we do 6 gallons to a crate, and sometimes you order 1, which will be a crate, and sometimes 1 is a gallon. Well, with Walmart's, you have to order it by the crate. So they would, or no, I'm sorry, you have to order it by the gallon, but they think it's the crate. So they would order, say, 36, which is a pallet of milk. That's 36 crates, 216 gallons of milk. They would get 36 gallons of milk because they messed it up in the order. So the order's done about 2 days ahead of time. So if I'm like running a little bit late, or if it's a later in the day delivery, they have already gotten the next order in, just going off of the parts of the store, incorrectly again. So I'll come in and it's supposed to be a huge order of milk, and they get this little tiny order. Well, the same thing again. Milk goes on the shelf, everybody buys it up because they see they're almost out of milk and they're afraid of running out of milk, and it's gone in hours in that case. Then they're out for 2 days to wait for the next delivery to come in, and that's another wrong order before I can even talk to them and correct it. So now you're looking at a 4-day span of basically being out of milk just because the training was incorrect at the Walmart. You see what I'm saying? So there's a lot of different situations. I'm not going to ramble on too much, but there's a lot of things that go on that a lot of people don't think about. They just walk into a store and say, hey, look, there's empty shelves. There's YouTube channels completely dedicated to this subject of walking around and pointing at empty things on the shelf, and I'm just like, you got to be kidding. It doesn't matter if it's like bottled water or toilet paper, toilet paper had its issues, supply and demand, but You know, soda, there was a big thing with soda and Dr. Pepper for a long time. And that could have just been, here's another one. Red ink was too expensive coming from another country, so they decided not to purchase it. So if they don't purchase that red ink to make the labels, to make the bottle caps, they're not producing that product. So if it's just not a financially smart decision to do, they will cut the product until the price comes down. They can buy the ink, make the bottles, make the labels, produce the product, and get it out to the store. So it's not that there's a shortage, it's a financial decision inside the company. So yeah, it's just a lot of things that a lot of people don't think about. So don't freak out if you see empty shelves. If it's really important, talk to the grocery manager or talk to the manager that's in charge of that department. Find out when the next delivery is coming in, and then, you know, check in then. Or you can even talk to the manager and find out what the issue is with the delivery service or the distributor for the product that you're looking at, and he might just be able to tell you right off the bat. Now, I'm not knocking grocery store managers, but a lot of them don't really have the know of what's going on. It's usually within the receiver and the distributor, in, you know, kind of like that. So they might know, they might not. It's not really their deal to know that. Some people might say it is, but they have their own things going on. So yeah, don't freak out. You know, you don't see things on the shelf, just be a little bit patient. It's most likely going to come on back. Now, there are some real situations with the supply chain and the C word shutdown. Almost said it. You know, and all the boats being stuck out in the harbors and docks and stuff like that. So there were some issues, but most of the time it's nothing to worry about, so don't worry about it. So thanks for checking out this video. Hopefully I shed a little bit of light on a bad situation. I'd appreciate if you hit that subscribe, like the video if you like this video, and come back for another one. I'd appreciate that as well. So have a great day. Peace.